Very special episode, one that literally made me scream out hell yeah as I was reading it. I'm going to show you exactly why, but I want you guys to get hype for King in Black number 3.
The Avengers. That's what we call ourselves. Earth's mightiest heroes. I have an army. We have a Hulk.
I am the writer of Venom and Silver Surfer Black and Thor and Guardians of the Galaxy and Thanos and all kinds of stuff that you guys know me from.
Alright. Donnie, you said that we would not be ready. You said that this would change the Marvel Universe like no one has ever thought could be changed.
Ryan and I have been talking about the god of the Symbiotes, Null, this insanely powerful being that now, after the events of Absolute Carnage, is free. And we've been saying the god of the Symbiotes, Null, is coming. Null.
We are 3 issues in, and Donnie and Ryan, you guys have not let us down. Donnie, Stegman, Mayer, Martin, this book that I have in front of me blew my ever-loving mind till the last minute reading it. So I'm going to dive into this book and explain to you guys why this is so crazy of a book, why I'm so glad that all this came out with this week was Black Cat number 2 and Daredevil 26. This book, there are just no words for it. I was hype about it till the very end. Every second, every ounce, every time I turned the page, I was wondering what was going to happen next. And we finally see Thor join the battle. And I mean, battle the King in Black, the Lord of the Abyss, the God of the Void. And we were not disappointed.
And who created Null?
I believe it was you and me.
We have several new designs that will be unveiling throughout the series that are really, really cool and really creepy. The cool thing is that he's being used.
And honestly, guys, I cannot speak enough to how amazing this is. This book is phenomenal, so let me dive into it. Again, Ryan and Donnie, you guys have created a villain to be reckoned with. Someone who I'm hoping we have not seen the end of. So let's dive in. Throughout this entire book, we see this blue bubble speech, obviously not happening within the context of the book. Someone kind of narrating and talking as these events are happening. We don't really know who that is yet. The coolest part about this book is that we see the combination of new Cates and Stegman created characters and updated characters that have just been absolutely on point the entire time I've been reading the Venom series, the Thor series. The fact that we've gotten so many new characters in just the past year, and a past couple years I should say, because Null is back from Venom 3. That's when we first met him in Venom 3 and 4, and when we found out that Thor was actually one of the ones who was able to defeat Null. And we come back to finding out about Gore the God Butcher, as well as Null and Dylan and just all these other things. And we see Dylan just want to hurt something, so he goes out, and what does he do? He immediately sheds the symbiote from Captain America and takes the shield and just downright annihilates that symbiote. Now, the only other time we've seen something like this is when Null pretty much rips the Void out. And I mean, it's just amazing to see the amount of power that Dylan has at such a young age, and we actually kind of find out where that power comes from in this book, which is why King in Black 3 is so special and so important. Now, I said that this is a culmination of all of the Donny Cates created characters. Now, the first one that Donny Cates truly created was Null. The other one that he didn't really create because he's been around for years, but someone that has been revamped, and we've seen kind of like a changing of the guard with this character, but at the same time kind of going back to the roots of this character. And that character is none other than the God of Thunder. And you see the God of Thunder hurt the hand of Null right here on this page. And after we see, obviously, Dylan piss him off by hurting Null. And I mean, Ryan Stegman, this artwork is just beautiful. It truly captures that spirit of Thor, that viciousness of Null, and the darkness of what is happening in this. Honestly, one of the most amazing comics I have read to date. And honestly, one of the most graphic and just downright beautiful portrayals of heroes and villains, and just the artwork in this is phenomenal. I have to say that. So they go through this battle, and we see Dylan shed the symbiote off of Hulk, and a bunch of other characters, and again, we keep having this voice. For every darkness there is a light, an opposite, an equal. They battle Thor and the Child of Venom. That they will lose, and they're lording over all of it, Null. Bleeding with every blow dealt by these two warriors of the light. And we know Null to be king of the abyss. And this is probably one of my favorite scenes of this entire book, where Null says to Thor,
"Yes, I remember you. But you, little god, you killed one of my children, but you have never faced me, never faced anything like me. I am the god of the void, king of the abyss. I am..."
And Thor stops him.
Quiet. I am the last person you will ever impress with your pitiful titles, so you may as well stop now. So you're a god and a king. Good for you.
Obviously, Thor also being a god and a king. And they go to battle with each other. Null just hands Thor his own you-know-what. And we see Dylan come and try to go to the aid of Thor, and Null just throwing him away like yesterday's trash. And that's when everything bad starts happening. Null starts saying, "You have all been defeated. Watch as your god, your heroes, everyone is destroyed." And I mean, again, the artwork in this is phenomenal. And then Thor finally says, "Get off." And once again, we see Null hurt, in pain. "Don't you see? This world is mine. You cannot stop me." And Thor, with the most ominous looking face just says simply, Midgard is under my protection, as are all realms of the world, Ash. I have killed hundreds like you. All of them claim to be the one true death, the living void, the end. I say when it ends. And this is probably the best artwork I've ever seen of Thor. Literally knocking the jaw off of Null with Mjolnir. Honestly, again, Ryan Stegman, I commend you on your artwork. This is just absolutely phenomenal. And we see not only does Null kind of shake it off, but when Thor thinks all is done, Null's growing back a new jaw, and we see all black come out of Null's back. And that is when Thor turns to face the Celestials who Null has awoken, and with his newly formed jaw made out of symbiote, stabs Thor with all black and says, "You know the pain of all black, don't you? Well, you've had the honor of being killed by its creator." And then we jump to Iron Man. After a talk with Reed Richards and how he's going to combat the Celestials, after Reed notices that Thor is out of the game, not able to fight, Iron Man says, ever since Dylan has cut the cord with the hive of the dragon, basically he's now in control. And Extremis is in control. And it's no longer a dragon. It's whatever Iron Man wants it to be. So Iron Man actually starts to bond with the symbiote and says, that's because it's not a dragon. It's whatever I want it to be. So how am I going to beat two Celestials? Well, Mr. Fantastic, you ever play Rock'em Sock'em Robots? And he bonds to a Celestial and starts kicking the crap out of the other one. And I love that Iron Man in this says basically it's his next favorite armor. That, I mean, we're seeing just levels of heroes go to the extreme. But again, we jump back to this motif and this same ominous voice that we still have not met yet. For every darkness, there is a light. This is the third time we're hearing this. An opposite and equal. There is another. First time we're hearing this part. An opposite of Null. A god of the light. The source of Dylan's power. But while Null's dome still stands, it cannot break through. But I can. So, who could it be? None other than the man who is on his way himself that Null created. This is the third character that Donny Cates has created in all of this. One that has been completely changed. One that's been completely manipulated to be this amazing hero, an amazing character, so much more powerful than we ever have seen him before. Silver Surfer Black. Honestly, when I saw that Silver Surfer Black was making this comeback, and the crows of Thor that he had sent off when Thor had said, Hugin, Moonin, swiftly, find him. And then we jump to this page with Silver Surfer Black on it. It's amazing. We see this brand new idea, this brand new character, this new meshing of characters, and it's just amazing. So where do we go from here? What happens next? Obviously, I don't believe that Thor is dead. Obviously, I don't believe that even Eddie Brock is dead. I think that Dylan is going to be manipulated, that we're going to see who this God of Light is, that is the source of Dylan's power. I believe that that is where we're going next with all of this. And we get this feel that there is so much more to be seen with this beautiful cover for King in Black 4. It's not out yet. It's not set to come out for a little while. Obviously, it's coming out February 17th, so we have a little under a month before it comes out. But just based on the previews that we're getting of it, with the X-Men coming back and pretty much all of our heroes that were able to get cured by Dylan, there's gonna be a new force to be reckoned with. It's gonna be an absolutely amazing issue. I'm very excited for it. I can't wait to read Black Cat #2, King in Black. I can't wait to see where they go from here. And this week coming out, we have Deadpool 10, King in Black, The Black Knight #1, Return of the Valkyries #2, and Savage Avengers #17. So with all of that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed my follow-up of King in Black #3, the breakdown of it, and after all that, let me know in the comments, who do you think the God of Light is? We kind of know that the Silver Surfer Black is the herald for the God of Light. Who is he the herald for this time? We've seen him be the herald of Ego before. We've seen him be the herald of Galactus, obviously, when he was Silver Surfer. This should be extremely amazing. Is it a brand new character? Is it someone we've met? Is it a character that's been seen over and over again in these issues? Who knows? I want to hear from you guys. Let me know in the comments below.